Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at it again. And you know of the story out of Birmingham, Alabama, with Mama's Gifted Hands, where she decided to grab the sister's hair because they agreed to a $200 braiding price, but they used human hair and they wanted to upcharge $50, but it wasn't in the agreement because when the lady dropped the text message, the sister that exposed all this, you can clearly see she said $200. Not like she said, okay, well, synthetic hair, $200, $250 for human, which one you want? It wasn't none of that. She just said $200. She put human hair in there and she wanted 50. They say, okay, well, you can't give me 50, give me 30. And like, no. And she gave her the 200, so she had the money, right? Well, they end up getting charged, of course, the first degree kidnapping and third degree assault. They are immigrants. So you know they're going to be facing deportation for sure. Now, they had a sister come out, you know, once again, trying to speak up for the, you know, African immigrant community. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
Dear African Americans, on behalf of every African community, and I'm speaking for everybody, find in your hearts to forgive us. What this lady over here did is very unacceptable. The behavior is very wicked, very horrible. We don't tolerate this type of behavior. For $50, you find the strength of pulling a fellow woman hair like that? The hair that you just finished doing. Huh? Mama's gifted hand. Sister, we Africans, we your fellow Africans, doesn't condone your behavior. No. Okay, let's assume that $50 was real money and she didn't want to pay the money. Why would you pull somebody's hair for $50? Can you imagine the pain the lady went through? Honestly? Well, your greediness was way too much. And as a human being, you're not supposed to live like this. You think this is Africa, where everybody's greedy? And what is $50? What is $50? Not even $500. Not even $100, but $50. Imagine throwing your whole business just for $50. Huh? Dear sisters, dear African Americans, please forgive us. She's on her own. She's on her own. We are washing our hands. We don't support her. No, we don't. Maybe your village people was chasing you. Because what's so wrong with you? Now look at us being dragged into your mess. Now everybody is talking about us Africans being ungrateful because of you, one person. My dear Americans, we are very grateful. Thank you for being there for us. And every single support you guys show us, we really appreciate. And the lady who went through this, please forgive us. Forgive her. I know it's very hard to forgive her, but please, please forgive her.
Well, let me say this to the particular young sister in the video. I looked at her page. She's Congolese. So shout out to the people in Congo. I will say this, like I said on the last video. Just like I won't apologize for something that a Black American may do. They had nothing to, so if another Black American dude do something, I'm not gonna go apologize on his behalf because I had nothing to do with it. So I'm not saying that you should be apologizing for everybody because you had nothing to do with it, right? I get what you're doing because I've seen a lot of videos from African immigrants say, now see, they basically made the block hot on us again and saying we keep on getting in trouble behind these braiding shops. Well, this is what I would say. Y'all probably need to have a lot of internal conversations about customer service. Y'all need to maybe go to some business classes here in America and learn the way business work here and understand that you're not in your homeland, so you can't act that way. There are certain ways to deal with that. And really that was a customer service issue, because if you agreed to $200, you can't upcharge after you've done the work. You should have said that before you got started. Say, look, if I use human hair, it's gonna be $250. If you want it, I can put it in here, or the $200 synthetic. Then it could be a choice for you. You do the hair, and then now you want to grab it and act a plumb fool. You act a fool. And I can't stand that scarcity mentality. And it come from a lot of them, the homeland. Like, bro, you got $200. You should just let on, you agreed to it. It is what it is. You do a good job. Say, hey, come on back and whatever next time or whatever. I'd rather have a constant customer, because it's on you if you didn't price right. It's not on the customer. So this customer service issue that we keep seeing in these braiding shops, that really has to be handled. It was July going into August? Well, a lot of sisters was talking about boycotting, and they're like, oh, wait, hold on. You had even Nadine over there, or the big shop, coming out apologizing. I'm like, come on, like, look, the thing is this. You gotta sit down with each other and figure this thing out. But see, a lot of the problem is you separate yourself. Because when you came to America, if you got with Black America and say, look, I want to open up a braiding shop, and in my homeland, I had a braiding shop, and but how's it works with, like, what would you as a customer, and just ask questions. Just ask questions. That's it. Like, how to even market yourself to Black America. You come to a whole different country. Then there was a recording that came out of the same woman, the main woman that was doing all the fighting, pulling of the hair, saying how she didn't like Americans and how she don't need Americans' money. And I'm like, oh, really? In Birmingham? You don't need Black America's money? So yeah, listen, you don't have to worry about Black America's money at this point, ma'am. You got a first-degree kidnapping charge that can sentence you 10 years to life. Man, the money from anybody shouldn't be your problem right now. And all three of y'all are stupid. You lose everything for $50. $50. $50. And let me tell you something else to the immigrants. This. Stop locking people in a building. You can't do that. Do you see Walmart locking people in? Now they watch them stealing, and they tracing them while they're stealing. They call the cops, and they had a cop waiting on them. Right? You notice that? Loss prevention don't lock the doors and say, "Oh no, you're not leaving." They don't do that sort of thing. If anything, they got away. They got their license plate. They're turning them into the cops. I've seen plenty of body cam videos where a cop show up at that person's house and say, "Hey, I need to talk to you about a shoplifting that you were doing at Target. A few days ago, they got you on camera. They got your license plate, so that's why I'm here." I've seen them do it. So if they don't, because they can't lock you in, they can't do that. So drop that mentality that you're going to lock somebody somewhere. It's not just, it's an immigrant thing I've seen. Because we've seen a lot of the Asian immigrants do this in the nail shops. I'm going to lock you in because you don't give me no money. You can't do that. You call the police and let them deal with that. And if it's a theft of service, well, then the police will deal with that individual and or whatever. The police probably say, hey, look, just pay them. If you don't pay them, then we're going to take you for theft of service. That's the way it works. You can't be out here acting a plumb fool, but you're in jail. And like I said, I wouldn't apologize for nothing. Like I say, I mean, I appreciate what she's doing, but I'm not holding her responsible for that because she didn't do it. Only thing I ask her to do is y'all have conversations within your community and say, hey, chill out, man, because the delineation movement is here. And we already not getting the certain help we used to get. So don't poke the bear, please. Don't poke the bear. But just learn some customer service, and a lot of that stuff won't even be happening. Hey, you got certain rules and procedures. There are certain companies you can use to send invoices, and everything is detailed and agreements. And like, bro, it's a way to do business without acting a plumb fool. But,